It started with a single, seemingly innocuous phone call. Just one ring, then another. But this wasn't your average call. It was a robotic voice, cold and impersonal, warning of a compromised bank account and demanding immediate action. The kind of message designed to instill panic. For most people, these calls are a mere nuisance, an irritating interruption to their day. They hang up, maybe block the number and move on. But for me, it was different. It wasn't just an annoyance, it was a thread, a digital breadcrumb leading into the dark and complex world of global scams. Behind that robotic voice, behind the automated message, is a room full of real people, a coordinated operation. They are deliberately preying on the fear, uncertainty, and confusion of vulnerable individuals. My mission became clear. Trace the call back to its source, find their physical location, and ultimately expose the entire operation, bringing their deceptive practices to light. To begin, I set up a virtual machine, a secure environment to isolate the potential threat. I baited the hook, let them connect to my system, and watched with anticipation as they attempted to scam me, revealing their tactics and methods. Unbeknownst to them, every move they made, every click and keystroke left behind digital fingerprints. IP addresses, the digital footprints of their network connection, reused infrastructure, patterns in their network setup that hinted at previous operations, and tiny clues embedded within their code, all waiting to be discovered. Scammers often operate under the illusion that they're invisible, shielded by the perceived anonymity of the internet. But their arrogance, their overconfidence in their ability to remain undetected, is ultimately their greatest weakness. I was ready to pull the thread, to follow the digital trail and unravel their entire operation, exposing their network of deceit. This was far more than just a technical challenge, a puzzle to be solved with code and algorithms. It was about exposing the real people behind the deception, the individuals profiting from the misery and vulnerability of others. The hunt had begun, and I was determined to bring them to justice. With a location narrowed down to a district notorious for scam call centers, I searched for a way in. Scammers use CCTV to watch their employees, but often forget to secure their own cameras. I scanned local IP ranges, looking for open ports on DVR systems. Among thousands of devices, I found one with a familiar login page, default credentials, admin. I was in. Their entire surveillance network was exposed by their own laziness. No complex hacking, just exploiting a basic oversight. The scammers' paranoia had become my advantage. I could now watch them in real time, completely undetected. The stage was set for the next move. The CCTV feeds revealed the call center in action. Rows of desks, headsets, and screens showing victims' desktops. Scammers coached victims through fake bank logins and gift card purchases. Managers patrolled, ensuring everyone stuck to the script. I watched as they celebrated successful scams and grew frustrated when caught. They weren't faceless hackers, just ordinary people orchestrating global fraud. This raw view stripped away their mystique and exposed the operation's reality. I cross-referenced faces with voices from scam calls, building undeniable evidence. Every minute I watched, I documented their workflow and gathered proof. Soon I'd turn the tables. With enough footage meticulously gathered and analyzed, the moment for decisive action had arrived. The digital breadcrumbs had been followed, the patterns identified, and now it was time to act. My fingers danced across the keyboard, navigating through layers of security. I bypassed firewalls and slipped through encrypted channels. Finally, I took control of the manager's computer, the central hub of their illicit operations. With the manager's system under my control, I began to orchestrate the next phase. Moving the mouse with calculated precision, I navigated to the accessories folder, and with a double click I opened Notepad. I typed, each keystroke a hammer blow against their carefully constructed facade. The message began to materialize on the screen, a stark warning written in digital ink. I have been watching you. I know what you are doing. Your scams are over. The words hung there, a digital sword of Damocles. Panic spread like wildfire through the office. The manager froze, his face a mask of disbelief and dawning horror. As the message reverberated through the office, colleagues gathered around the manager's screen, their faces etched with concern. The air crackled with tension, and fear replaced confidence. I locked the manager out of his own system, severing his control. Chaos erupted as the implications of the message sunk in. Then, to To twist the knife further, I brought up their own CCTV feeds on his screen, a mosaic of their misdeeds displayed for all to see. Final message, a chilling reminder of their constant surveillance. Smile for the camera. The weight of the truth crashed down upon them. Realization hit. Their every move, every whispered conversation, every shady deal had been recorded, scrutinized, and now exposed. Some shouted in anger and disbelief. Others, desperate to erase the evidence, unplugged computers in a frenzy. And a few, consumed by guilt and fear, simply ran. The illusion of control, the carefully constructed web of deceit, was shattered into a million pieces. They were no longer the hunters, lurking in the shadows, but the hunted, exposed to the harsh light of justice. Their own security, the very system they used to monitor and manipulate, had become their undoing, the instrument of their downfall. The machine, once a symbol of their power, was broken from the inside, its gears grinding to a halt. Exposing these deceptive operations isn't just about creating chaos or reveling in exposing secrets. It goes much deeper than that. It's not simply about disrupting the status quo, but about something far more important. It's fundamentally about protecting the public, safeguarding vulnerable individuals, and ensuring community well-being. We aim to create a safer digital environment for everyone. By showing the world what these scam call centers really look like, by pulling back the curtain on their operations, we strip away their power, dismantle their facade of authority, and diminish their ability to deceive. We are breaking the chains of digital deception. Victims begin to see the truth, the reality behind the lies, realizing that these are not criminal masterminds, but rather ordinary people simply reading scripts, following instructions, and perpetuating a cycle of fraud. Sharing this footage educates millions of potential victims, spreading awareness far and wide, teaching them to spot the red flags, recognize the warning signs, and resist the subtle manipulation tactics employed by these scammers. The advice we offer is simple, straightforward, and easy to remember. Never under any circumstances give remote access to your computer or devices, never pay with gift cards, as legitimate businesses will not request this form of payment, and always, without exception, verify any suspicious contacts through official channels. Hang up the phone, delete the suspicious email, and contact the companies directly using verified contact information. Turning the tables on these scammers sends a powerful message that scammers are not as anonymous or untouchable as they might think they are. Their actions have consequences. Each exposure, each piece of information shared, is a small victory in the fight against fraud. But the ripple effect of these actions is huge, creating a wave of awareness and protection. An informed and vigilant public is much harder to exploit, making our communities safer and more resilient. Together, by working together and sharing information, we can fight back effectively against digital fraud and protect ourselves and our communities.